Jeff Bezos, the company's founder and CEO, was born in 1964 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He studied computer science and electrical engineering at Princeton University, where he earned his degree. Bezos moved to Seattle, Washington in 1994, leaving his position as vice president of the Wall Street firm D.E. Shaw & Company. On July 5, 1994, Jeff Bezos started Amazon in his garage. How is it that every large corporation has its humble beginnings in a garage? It's fascinating to note that this is how some of the biggest companies got their start. Behind its success stood a tenacious leader named Jeff Bezos. The company was established as a result of what Jeff Bezos called his regret minimization framework, which described his efforts to prevent feeling bad about not getting involved earlier in the internet company boom of the time. The company was originally going to be called Cadabra, which sounded mystical. Todd Tarbert, Amazon's first attorney, persuaded him that the name, especially when spoken over the phone, sounded too similar to cadaver. Additionally, Bezos liked the name Relentless. Guess where Relentless.com navigates to now if you visit? Try it out and see. He chose Amazon because it was exotic and distinctive, which was what he had envisioned for his online business. The Amazon River is the longest river in the world, and the Amazon forest is home to some of the rarest and most exotic wildlife in the world. He intended to make his bookstore the largest one as well. A name that started with A was also preferred because it would undoubtedly appear first in an alphabetical list. Every time someone made a purchase in the early days of Amazon, a bell would ring in the office and everyone would assemble to check if they knew the buyer. This reminds me of my kindergarten days. A few weeks later, they had to turn the bell off because it was ringing so frequently. Because of Amazon's huge selection of goods, customers frequently use it. People don't have to shop at many stores or websites. Everything is available in one location. The quick shipping and free returns provided on many products are additional conveniences that shoppers find appealing. We are familiar with the Kindle. A fascinating fact is that, like Amazon, Kindle originally began under a different name. Amazon's Kindle was originally known as Fiona. The Diamond Age by Neil Stephenson is the source of the Kindle's original name. In 2007, the first Kindle e-readers were unveiled. On January 22, 2018, Amazon Go, a store that automatically charges a customer's Amazon account for things they take from the shelves using cameras and sensors, opened to the public in Seattle. To gain access, customers must have the Amazon Go app downloaded to their smartphone and be logged into an associated Amazon account. Customers are required to scan their Amazon Go app as they enter. The technology is intended to do away with checkout lines. The launch of the Prime membership program in 2005 unified Amazon services and increased customer loyalty. Around 50 million Americans, according to estimates, use Prime. Fresh produce transportation, drone delivery, and many other advancements. Even Amazon's very own airport is now open for business. Bezos is the fourth wealthiest person in the world as of November 2022, with a net worth of $114.5 billion. Let's examine Amazon's early years. At the time, it was on the verge of bankruptcy. Amazon avoided bankruptcy thanks to a little-known book about lichens. Retailers had to order 10 books at a time from book distributors, but Amazon didn't need that much stock at the time or have that much money. So the team discovered a loophole. One book they needed and 9 copies of a specialized lichen book, which was constantly out of stock, would be ordered when an order was received. Let's now talk about the internal conflicts within Amazon. Why were the workers dissatisfied, and how did Bezos manage the situation? Bezos likes to move very quickly, which frequently leads to chaos, particularly at Amazon's delivery hubs. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Amazon experienced severe growing pains. System failures would force facilities to shut down for a number of hours, leaving stacks of merchandise lying about, unattended by staff members, and there would be no planning for the new product categories. Bezos introduced 2 pizza teams to Amazon at the beginning of 2002. The expectation was for employees to operate independently in groups of no more than 10 people, the ideal amount to satisfy 2 pizzas for dinner. Teams have to come up with precise objectives and formulas to gauge their success. Bezos used these calculations, which he referred to as fitness functions, to track his team's progress toward their objectives. Many workers hated 2 pizza teams, particularly the strain of the physical competitions. Jeff Bezos was a demanding manager who was prone to yelling at staff members. If Bezos wasn't pleased with what his staff members told him, he was infamous for responding to them in an aggressive or sarcastic manner. He allegedly recruited a leadership coach to assist him in taming it down. Customers who are unsatisfied can email Jeff Bezos directly. and he will transfer the correspondence to the appropriate party with the dreaded addition ? When Amazon employees receive a Bezos ? Email, they react as though they found a ticking bomb. They typically have a few hours to resolve whatever problem the CEO has flagged and prepare a thorough explanation for how it occurred. The response will be reviewed by a succession of managers before it is presented to Bezos himself. The working conditions at Amazon's fulfillment centers have a long history of being horrible. There are several amusing tales of disgruntled employees rebelling. One time, a worker who was about to leave got on the conveyor belt of the fulfillment center and rode gleefully around the whole place. Amazon has had some business failures in addition to its enormous success. Amazon had Block View before Google had Street View. Amazon unveiled A9.com as a search engine in 2004. The Block View project, a visual yellow pages that the A9 team developed, would match street-level images of shops and eateries with their listings in A9's search results. Amazon flew photographers to 20 major cities on a budget of less than $100,000 when they hired cars and began photographing restaurants. Blockview was subsequently abandoned by Amazon in 2006. Barnes & Noble sued Amazon, claiming that its claim that it was the biggest bookshop in the world was untrue because it wasn't a bookshop at all. It is a bookseller. After the lawsuit was later settled amicably, Amazon kept up the same defense. Amazon was sued by Walmart for allegedly stealing its trade secrets by hiring former Walmart executives. But despite setbacks and controversies, Amazon has persisted and looks extraordinarily resilient. In September 2018, Amazon began its last-mile delivery service and ordered 20,000 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans. Due to the epidemic, both online and some brick-and-mortar retailers experienced shortages of home essentials. Amazon warehouses ceased to accept non-essential merchandise from third-party sellers from March 17 through April 10, 2020. The company hired an additional 175,000 delivery contractors and warehousing staff to deal with the increase and temporarily raised wages by $2 an hour. All of Bezos' goals for the planet were fulfilled. The size of his dream has now surpassed the Earth. Let's find out what he intends to achieve in space. Early on, he began to envision towns, amusement parks, and hotels in space that would orbit the Earth, and Mr. Bezos' ambitions are expanding. Once Blue Origin is prepared to take him, Mr. Bezos will undoubtedly have space travel aspirations of his own. However, given that Blue Origin's motto is Gradatim Ferociter, which is presumably Latin for step-by-step ferociously, perhaps he isn't moving too quickly. Jeff Bezos, the creator of Amazon, founded Blue Origin, a private spaceflight business in Kent, Washington in 2000. The group wants to build a world where people live and work in space for the benefit of Earth. Amazon has kept expanding, growing, and getting better, thanks to partnerships with other well-known companies that give them the freedom to accomplish whatever. Andy Jassy, the company's current CEO, is well known. He has served the company nearly as long as Bezos. He's referred to as Bezos' shadow. Amazon is the first trillion-dollar corporation in the world, having evolved from a specialized second-hand bookseller to a multinational jack-of-all-trades. What will Amazon look like in 25 more years? All we can do is wait and see. It's enough to convince us that businesses that didn't begin in a garage are doomed to failure. We joke about this, but our point is that any little business can grow into a great one if they have the vision and drive to do so. And whether you have a garage or not, you may eventually grow to be as big as Amazon. I always leave a question for everyone after the video. The youth are the target audience for my question today. What justification do you have for not launching a business? Comment below. Take the very first step, not a timid and feeble one, step by step ferociously instead. I hope you enjoy and find inspiration in this video. Please show your support by liking and subscribing. Thank you for watching.